Our journey is different. It's different. Your friends are getting it before you does not mean you're not going to get it. Hi, amazing people. Hi, lovely people. It's your one and only Enoblade. Thanks for stopping on my channel and thanks for coming back. If this is your first time of stopping on this channel, on this amazing channel, thank you for stopping. Please press the red button, subscribe to this channel. We've been waiting for you. Yes, you. Please like our videos. That will also help YouTube recommend our videos to other people. Then a nice comment will go a long way, guys. Most of my videos are chit chat, so I like to hear from you. I like to know what you think. Tell me your opinion, suggest. Today we're going to be discussing on comparison. Yes, comparison, or let's say my friends are doing better than me. Yes, that's tag. My friends are doing better than myself friends are doing so well in life. Comparison, this is what we are going to be discussing. A lot of us have been accustomed with comparison at one point or the other in our lives. A lot of us are familiar with that word comparison, either while we were growing up, as in primary school, secondary school, who got admission into school first, who got a job first, who went for NYC first. This thought just kind of creeps into our head sometimes. Yes, it does. It is natural to sometimes compare yourself. But the only bad thing about comparison is that it could either propel you negatively or positively. So that is what we are going to be discussing in this video, how you can use comparison to propel yourself into doing better things, into being motivated instead of feeling intimidated or feeling inferior about yourself. I'm going to be giving you some tips that will help you use comparison to propel yourself into higher grounds. As we all know, guys, comparison often leads to anxiety and depression. It can also be positive if you approach it the right way. Comparison, as we all know, is a thief of joy. There are two things comparison will do to you. It will either make you feel inferior or make you feel too superior. It will make you feel inferior if you're probably intimidated by that person you're comparing yourself with, or it will make you feel too superior if probably you are the better person, you feel you are on top of the people you're actually comparing yourself with. So those are the two things comparison will do you. It will make you feel too inferior or too superior to the other people you're comparing yourself with. And as we know, none of them is good. Feeling too superior is not a good, it's more like you saying you're proud. Then feeling too inferior is going to make you feel intimidated. You're going to go into your shell because you feel like these persons are doing better than you. They've done better, they've achieved more than you have. And none of this is actually a healthy way to live life. Feeling too superior or feeling too inferior, none of them are healthy ways to live life. We see comparison in areas like mothers comparing their children who talked first, who walked first. We see this a lot with our mothers. My child stopped breastfeeding at so age. The other one be like, oh, my child stopped, and you see that comparison. Oh, my child didn't stop first. Oh, my child is sharper, is more intelligent, and oh, okay. You also see it in school. My child is doing well. My child always comes first in class, and the other person probably her child is not doing as well, as good as the other person. As teenagers, you see yourself comparing yourself. I am finer. Even as youth, I am finer, I have shape, and the other one feels inferior because she doesn't have a bad shape as the other one, or she doesn't feel she's as beautiful as the other person. You could see it in who is more intelligent. Probably you're a group of friends and you have one very intelligent one, and everybody is always throwing it at your face that she's very intelligent. Somehow you feel intimidated and you start comparing yourself. It happens a whole lot. And you see comparison, who gets into school first. Probably you tried your first jam, you didn't get it. Second jam, you're still at home, and your friend who happens to be your mate, she's now in 100, another one is in 200 level, and you've still not conquered jam. Comparison comes into play. Okay, who graduates first? Your friends, you both graduate at the same time probably, and now who are they going to post to a good place? They post your friend to Abuja and they post you to Kaduna, and you automatically feel like, oh, that's when your friend in Abuja is going to do better than you. Well, that's not always true. So we see comparison in many areas of our lives. Who gets the job first? Who gets a higher paying job? Sometimes some of our friends have good jobs that they are paying them, oh, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, and you are still struggling with 50,000 naira. And you start comparing yourself like, oh, why am I not doing what my friends are doing? And most especially when they always tell you, they always call you, tell you, oh, I just got promoted, my salary is now 600,000, and you're still struggling with 50,000 naira a month. Comparison comes into play. Okay, now when it comes to marriage, who gets married first? Now all of a sudden, your friends, most of them are getting married. Almost every month you're getting wedding invitations and you don't even have a boyfriend. Comparison comes and you're like, I don't get what's happening. I think this is the time to get married. Most of my friends are all getting married. I'm always doing a shebi and none. I don't even have a boyfriend. Talk more of getting married. You see comparison there too. You see comparison with your friends who you probably got married the same year, the same month. Many of them have children now. Some are even in their third kid, and you still don't have one, and you start comparing yourself. It just happens. See, in terms of success, some of your friends make it first in life before you, and you start comparing yourself. It's a part of us. We can't deny the fact that comparison is not in existence. It's actually a part of us. So it's a part of our life. It's something that we can't actually take out. But the only difference is how we tackle it. Comparison, we often sometimes come to our mind like we want to compare ourselves, but how you deal with it is what matters. It's what matters, and that's what we are going to be addressing in this video. Comparison can sometimes lead to feeling of inadequacy. Yes, most especially if you haven't hit the milestones that your friends have hit, you start feeling inadequate, you start feeling left behind, you start feeling like you're not doing well in your life, something is missing in your life. So I'm going to be listing out some of the ways to actually deal with it. What can we do about it? How can we deal with comparison? How can we use it in a positive way instead of allowing it to make us feel inadequate or make us feel inferior? So I'm going to be listing out some of the ways you can turn it to your own advantage, some of the ways you can use it to propel yourself into bigger things and better things. So one of the ways to deal with it is by acknowledging that you are not alone in this. You're not alone. It's not just for only you. A lot of people find themselves in situations like this, find themselves comparing themselves. So acknowledging it is very powerful. Acknowledge it that it is real. I'm comparing myself right now, and you need to acknowledge the fact that you are not alone. Don't, because the moment you feel like you're alone in a particular thing, it weighs you more than knowing that, okay, I'm not alone in this thing. It's a normal thing, it happens, but I just need to find a way to use it to my own advantage. So you need to acknowledge it. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, your loved ones. Share with them what your worries are, your fears, and suddenly you realize that you feel a lot better by talking to them. And after talking to them, you will discover that it's not as bad as you think. All the thoughts have probably been in your head. You're just feeling like, oh, she's doing so well, she's doing that. But the moment you discuss with good friends and family members, you may sometimes realize that it is not as bad as you think, that you're also doing well. You may not be doing as good as they are, but you are also doing well. You start realizing that there are areas in your life that are moving so fine for you that you probably just ignored because you were carried away by the things that are happening in your friend's life. So one of the steps is by acknowledging it, knowing that you are not alone in this. Yes. Another thing you can do about comparison, about these thoughts, these feelings, these fears is you need to remember that life is different for everyone. Life is different for everyone. Our destinies differ. Just as our faces are different, our destiny differs, our journey differ. See, even identical twins, as identical as they are, you will think that their destiny should be the same. Well, as identical as they seem to be, their destiny differ. Their journey is different. So that should be at the back of your mind. Your friend may achieve her own milestone before you, doesn't mean that you are not going to achieve yours. Her success in her career does not mean you are not going to succeed in your own career. Life is different for everyone. Your friends get married before you, doesn't mean that something is not working for you in your life. Check where you realize that there's something working for you that probably isn't working for them. Well, you just need to understand that life is different for everyone. That's the second way to deal with it. Know that everything is also going to work for you. It's going to work together for your good. It's not who does it first. You can see this in the story of Joseph. Joseph didn't achieve what he wanted to achieve as fast as he wanted. His dreams didn't come as quick as he thought. He had several obstacles, limitations, and some of his friends, though the Bible didn't record, may have been doing well, even while he was in prison, while he was having those series of temptation. And at some point, he may want to question himself, like, what is happening? The dream I had is not coming, is not what I'm seeing. I'm having obstacles instead of what God told me. and my friends are doing so well. He may have found himself at that point too. But little did he know that God has something very good for him. God was preparing a table for him. God was preparing a throne, a palace for him. So our journey is different. It's different. Your friends are getting it before you does not mean you're not going to get it. You are going to get it. In fact, the more the limitations, trust me, the bigger the crown. It means that your crown is quite bigger. It's only when something is big that the devil will want to stop it. If your crown is not big, why will I want to stop it? If I'm not seeing anything bright about you, why will I want to fight you? I'll just let you go. But when I see that something so good, something great, something big that God has prepared for you, the limitations will be bigger. Just as you see in Joseph. Joseph had a goal, he had a dream. He had a dream, and the devil also has seen that dream, and the devil tried several ways to frustrate that dream, to stop that dream from coming to pass. But little did he know that everything he was doing was all working together for his good. So it applies to you. Everything that you think is happening, the setbacks, they are all working together for your good. Remember that life is different for everyone. Your journey is different. Your destination is different. Just fix your eyes on the prize, on the goal, and trust me, you're going to get there. So that's the second way to do with it. And we are going to the third point now. You need to make necessary life changes. You need to make adjustments. You need to development books, work on your work ethics, because sometimes this could be the things holding us back. It's not like God did not prepare something good for you. It's not like you're not supposed to have good things, but sometimes we could be holding ourselves back. Yes, it could be that your habit, your work ethic is what is holding you back. Probably you're not getting promoted in that job because of your work ethic, because of an habit that you have. Check yourself sometimes, occasionally, and see what you're not doing right and make adjustments. It could be in your business. It could be that probably you've not been utilizing your money well. Probably you've been spending much of your profit. You've not been saving, and it could just be you and habit that is holding you back. So you need to evaluate yourself and make necessary life changes, make necessary adjustments in areas that needs to be adjusted. Then read on self-development. How can you develop yourself? How can you be better? Trust me, there is room for improvement. There is room for improvement. That is why I don't believe in people that say I'm like this, I always be like this, I'm not changing anything about me, God knows why I'm like this. Hello, God, your attitude is why you are like that. Some of the habits we have cultivated sometimes is why we are like that. Some of the things that we have been used to in a long time that we refuse to change could be holding us back. It could be that you're a very lazy person, you don't have a good work ethic when it comes to your business or your office. And trust me, you will be in that place and you will not be promoted because you do not have a good work ethic. You get? And your friend that you probably are comparing yourself with has a very, very good work ethic. She has developed herself. She's improving herself on a daily basis. So it's very important to evaluate yourself, check yourself and see what you're not doing right. Your friends are always having good relationship and you don't have. Check, there's something you're not doing right. It could be that you appear too desperate to these men. It could be that you're falling too cheap to these men. There's always something that we are not doing right if you want to be true to yourself. And when you discover these things, try to make necessary changes. Make necessary changes. This is one of the ways to deal with things like this. Because it's not enough to just sit in your corner and you're comparing yourself to one person who is doing everything to make sure her life works out well, who is developing herself on a daily basis. How many books are you reading? That person you probably are comparing yourself with is always out there reading self-development book, reading books on marriage, reading books on how to be a better partner in relationship, reading books on how to be a better person at work. See, there are so many things you can improve in yourself. Don't just look at yourself and think, oh, there's not. There are so many things. I am a living example to self-improvement and self-development. It has helped me a whole lot. I had to go on that journey. I am still on the journey of improving myself to be a better person. There is nothing that cannot be changed. So you need to evaluate yourself and see the areas that needs to be adjusted. Fix it. Fix it, sweetheart. And you see that you start seeing changes even in your relationship, in your business, in your workplace, you start seeing changes. The promotion that probably has not come after for about 5 years now, it will just come because even your colleagues will notice it. See, people notice changes. People notice when something is different about you. So try and improve yourself, aim to be a better person. There's a word I always use, it's my goal. I try to be better on a daily basis. To me, tomorrow I'll always be better than who I am today. That is my goal. So let that be your goal also, and you see that a whole lot of things will change for you. The fourth point is you need to appreciate the fact that things don't have to be forever. No, thank God that things don't have to be forever. Thank God that the first business I probably tried it's not the last business I will try. There is room for changes. If you've been doing something and you feel like it's not working for you, there is room. There's an opportunity for you to change that thing. So you need to appreciate the fact that things doesn't have to be forever. So you're allowed to try things out until you find the right job, until you find the right person, until you find the right house for you. You're allowed to try things out to see what's working for you. And the major thing here is that passion is something you have to find. In all this, finding a new job, finding a new partner, passion is the goal. Passion is what you should find. Find things that align with your value, that aligns with your purpose, that aligns with your value. You realize that you will do well, you will do better in such things. Your promotion will come faster in such areas, things that align with your values, things that align with your passion. It could be that that thing you're doing, you don't have a passion for it, and that is why it feels like you are still where you are. That's why it feels like you're not growing. For something you seriously do have a passion for, trust me, your promotion will come faster in a place you have a passion for than a place where you don't have a passion for. If you love to cook, trust me, your promotion is going to come faster in that cooking than you doing one corporate job, office job. It's you just be there and nothing because you don't enjoy doing it. So that means you're not even making effort to be better in that thing because it's not something you want to even be better at. It's not something you enjoy doing. But if that cooking is your passion, trust me, you want to be better on a daily basis. You want to improve on that cooking. You enjoy even doing it, discovering things. You enjoy researching on that cooking because it's something you have a passion for. So your promotion is going to come in the areas that you have a higher passion. The other point is you have to deal with the unhappiness in your life. You have to deal with that unhappiness because the truth is, an unhappy person will always have reasons to compare. We always find reasons to compare because you're not even happy in the place that you are in. Because if truly you're happy in where you are, you're happy doing what you do, you will not want to compare because you find joy, not just joy, you find fulfillment in that thing that you probably are doing. So you have to deal with that unhappiness. What is making me unhappy? Am I enjoying this job that I am doing? Am I enjoying this relationship? Because if your relationship is working well for you and you're enjoying it, you are likely not going to look at another person's relationship. You're not likely not going to compare your relationship to another person's own. You're likely not going to compare your marriage to another person's own because you're enjoying your own. So find out that thing that is making you unhappy in that job, in that relationship, in that business. Fix that thing because that is what you need to fix in order for you to get rid of that comparison. It's not the comparison itself, it's that thing that is making you unhappy because it's as a result of your unhappiness that's why you are seeing what others have, forgetting what you actually even do have. So you have to deal with that unhappiness. So do what makes you happy. That way, other people's success will not be much of your business because you are happy in your lane. You are happy, you're fulfilled. Aside happiness, do what makes you fulfilled. I recently, during my self development, I really had to discover this. Do what makes you fulfilled. Do what gives you that inner peace, that sense of fulfillment, that sense of it's not just enough to be successful. It's not just enough to have money. There are so many rich people that are not fulfilled, they are not happy. Trust me, they are. So you need to just try and discover what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled. That way, you will not even be concerned about the success of others because your goal is not necessarily the success, but the joy, the fulfillment, the satisfaction that comes from that thing. And trust me, when you have a fulfillment in something, when you have joy doing a particular thing, the success will come. Because see, joy is powerful, happiness is powerful. Anything you add happiness to, you add joy to, we always blossom better than something you do with struggle, with reluctancy, with laziness. There's always a big difference. So you have to deal with that unhappiness and focus on what makes you feel fulfilled. We all have our various paths to success. So you just need to learn to focus on yourself, pray to God, and trust the process. The path of your friends is likely not going to be your path. Sometimes it may be your path, but trust me, the story is not going to be the same. The journey is not going to be the same. The obstacles are not going to be the same. See, our journey, our destination, it's different. Our destinies are different. So we have our various paths to success. So just focus on yourself, pray to God, and keep developing on yourself. And trust me, you will get to your own success. You get to your own milestone. Be happy for that friend that seems to be doing so well in her business, in her career, and all. And focus on yourself. Because comparison for me is like a distraction. That time you're using to compare yourself to your friends. You could use it to be doing something, developing yourself, building your job, your personality, building your brand. Yes, focus on your journey. Keep developing on yourself and pray to God. There's a God factor in everything. But In as much as I know there's a God factor, there's a human factor too to things. Let's not be the one hindering ourselves. Wake up and find out what you love to do and keep doing it. Focus on yourself, pray to God, work smart, and stay optimistic. And surely, certainly, everything will work together for your good. This brings us to the end of this video. I hope you learned a lot. If you stay to the end of this video, thank you so much. Oh my God, I love you so much. Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a nice time. Bye.